Hey guys, welcome back to the Bros. Did you hit record? I'm sorry, you were still moving back there. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the Bros. We're in the vacuum of the sanctuary where the conversation happens. We're your hosts, Jose, Bill, and John, and we are in the room today.
That is correct. We are in the room, and man, what an intro. I'm not going to cut any of that. That's crazy. I should have cut all of it. Anyhow, I'm going to leave all of that in because I managed to make him nervous. Sorry. I literally want to confirm that it's recording every single time because the amount of anger I would feel at discovering that we've recorded a full episode without video would be tremendously awful. But we are recording. We have video. It is unbelievable. The podcast is growing every time we do this. And that's also because we've had Curtis on. We've had a lot of people on. But we have, I forgot which button it is. We have John today. That's why I said it was
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Welcome back, John.
The original guest.
Some would say.
Yeah. All the way back in episode 1, original guest. Like the original guest, OG.
The first,
yeah.
OG.
It was the guest before the guests were even thought about.
Yeah, man. And now I attempt to set up other people to come on and take my job.
Like Curtis?
Wow.
Like Curtis.
Like set up like for crimes?
Yes.
Set them up, yeah. What crime would you think Curtis could be set up for?
Jaywalking.
Jaywalking?
He would do that. Honestly, no, for real, if
is road rage technically illegal?
Well,
Curtis would be road rage.
No, I don't think he would. Here's where it has to do with rage. It has to do with rage. I think he's so competitive, he would do steroids.
Yeah, actually.
He would just go, nap PEDs, that's how I got to do it. I can't win anymore, I got to do it. And he would, I think
he would just be Sean Strickland. I know your secret.
That's not Sean, what?
Was it not?
Chael Sonic.
Well, still so much I care about sports.
It's all right. It's all right. Sean Strickland is not on PEDs. He's on a lot of things, but it's not PEDs. Anyhow,
welcome to our Christian podcast.
This is how good this episode's going. John has brought a topic for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What? Yes. John brought a topic for us.
At least I tried.
I look very enthusiastic about it.
I tried at least. I figured, it was something that I was studying myself.
Hit that like button if Bill is being very enthusiastic. Like,
yeah, man.
What's my hand doing over here?
We don't know.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
For real though, it's kind of funny that John had to pick a topic and he chose something that is mentioned only 3 times in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know?
Yeah.
The absolutely still works. It's still iconic.
Guys, is there a sorry to break it up, but is there a topic that doesn't work for? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, man, I really brought the momentum down. Sorry.
No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, car.
A car.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, that's true.
You don't fix it.
That's true.
Broke.
Omelet. I guess an egg.
No, an egg. Yeah. If it ain't broke,
bank
don't
accounts?
fix. Yeah, you can't fix an egg.
If it isn't broken,
you can't fix it.
You can't fix it. That still works.
It does work. You're right.
My goodness.
My word. We're gonna figure out what does.
By the end of
work.
this episode.
Well, there's
like an obvious jump cut where we just move to the next day where we've been thinking all night long. Yeah. Sunlight is shining through the windows that we don't have here.
If you could think of something that ain't broken, can't fix it, let us know. Put it in the comment section.
Put it in
below.
the comment section, please.
Yes.
We would love to know. We are
I'm gonna read some comments. By the way, I was mid sneeze in the last episode picture. I wasn't really in mid sneeze. It looked like it.
You were excited, man.
I was very excited, but the way it looked, I looked like I was middle of a sneeze.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, man, I was like, like my face.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you can't see my face unless you're on video.
Go to
Facebook or YouTube.
Here's the funny thing. So it's John's episode today, and we don't have a close up for him. It's just us. It's just the two of us.
Yeah, of course, man.
So we can just go back and forth while he's talking to our
So
reactions.
the verse that we're gonna start with first, we are actually gonna start.
It's too much fun. Dude, if you're still listening to the audio of this podcast, did you miss out on so much?
So much
You just
stuff.
missed out on all that.
It's so good, dude. I was listening to this thing and I'm laughing editing it. It's so good. Like I don't have to add a whole bunch of effects or anything. Just a little.
You
things
just do
are
effects
great.
live. Anyway,
It's so good. Okay.
I am actually going to be reading out of the Bible.
I have to manually do it. Like I just start manually zooming in.
Right.
It looks bad.
So I'm going to start reading. I'm actually going to have Jose read because I forgot my glasses. What is the camera doing?
What's
right
the camera
now?
doing?
I told you I'm going to try to
Here,
do
let me
it.
help you out.
I
Let me
know,
help
it's
you out
fine. I got it. I just thought it'd be funny. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Bill. It's okay.
I was going to try to zoom in on him while he's doing it.
No.
You're here. Zoom in on me
I
and then
zoomed
pan over
out.
him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, zoom in
This
on me
guy's
and
so
pan over
smart.
to him.
Man,
So
this
smart.
guy's
So smart.
There we go. Now. That way. That way.
Okay.
There we go. There's John.
What's up, everybody? I don't like being that big.
What? Oh.
Hi, Jose.
Let's
So I'm
just
going
look
to
at his
start.
notes here. We can just actually.
Yeah, I'm going to start reading in episode.
The Bible comes in episodes,
You
guys.
start reading.
Wow.
At this point, we're going to start reading the next episode. It's taking so long.
Man.
We're going to start reading in episode 131.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to start reading it
Oh, boy.
episode 1.
All right, Big John, let's go.
Oh, boy.
Genesis chapter 14.
Here we go.
Okay.
Right, there we go. I figured it out. I got there. I don't have my glasses, so if I butcher any of these words, it's Bill's fault. So I'm going to talk about, at least I'm going to attempt to talk about Melchizedek, and he's only mentioned 3 times in the Bible, twice in the Old Testament, once in the New, and it's a grand total of 5 Bible verses. So we're going to have a really long reading session tonight. So Genesis 14, and we'll start with verse 18. We're going to go through verse 20. Feel free to read that, Jose, because I don't have my
I'm
glasses.
sorry. Say it again. It was Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis 14, verse 18.
Verse 18.
You just have a better voice for reading as well.
It's all right. I don't really, but I'll do it for you. And then I'll have the best voice ever when I start reading here. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. Am I reading? How much am I reading?
18, 19, and 20.
Okay. There we go. Let me start over again. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy land, or thy hand. Excuse me, my English is very bad right now. And he gave him tithes of all.
Dude,
What?
I have one job, man, and I'm failing. I zoomed in on him, and then you read it. I just didn't even.
I tried to
Zoom
tell you.
Zoom back in on me. I'll read it all over again.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's
man.
okay.
This is
Okay.
bad.
Okay, zoom back on me.
No. Dude,
I'm on number 1. There you go. Here. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. I have practiced reading that, so I'll just let you know. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all.
Right. So Melchizedek, Abram, first of all, Abram gives Melchizedek those tithes. And I was talking to Bill about this. I really got to remember to stay in this mic. I was talking to Bill about this the other day. And when you give a tithe to somebody, it is like a showing that they are greater than you, I would say. Right?
Okay.
Which seemed strange to me because, like, at the time, Abram was like, the #1 Jew person, right? So it struck me as a little strange that he is giving tithes to Melchizedek. This is the first time that he's mentioned in the Bible. It's the only time that he's physically seen in the Bible. right? So it talks about he is the priest of the Most High God and the king of Salem, which is Jerusalem in the modern day, and actually not long after that as well. I really should write my notes in English and not whatever I wrote them
Bring
in.
your glasses.
Or bring my glasses. Both would work. But the next time that he's mentioned, I'm only going to...
I want to say John was talking to me about this topic on the phone today, and one of the funniest things that happened was he said, and Abraham gave him a tenth, and I misheard him, and I thought he said he gave him a tenth.
I did actually forget about that.
Yeah, and I was just like, this guy's a king, and he gave him a tenth? Like, doesn't he have a palace or something? Anyhow, it was funny on the phone. Anyhow, keep going.
It is. It talks about him being a king and a priest, and then later on in Psalms 110 verse 4.
I'll get there.
I was actually, I don't know why I decided
instead of my Bible. Sorry.
Psalm 110 and what?
Verse 4.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Psalm 110 and 4.
I'm gonna go ahead and flip there though, just to make sure I'm not giving you the wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see Melchizedek's name in it.
Oh well, then yeah, that's probably the right verse.
Okay. Want me to read it? Want me to read it?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead and
sorry.
read that.
The Lord has sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest of forever after the order of Melchizedek. I'm going to read that one more time just for clarity. It just didn't sound right when I read it. The Lord has sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. There you go. That sounds a lot better.
Yes, it did. And
in
this, I know I'm skipping around through these verses quickly, but in this psalm, David is talking about a king that is going to be coming in the future, that is also going to be a king and a priest. Now in Genesis,
reflection, sounds like he's going to foresight.
Yes. In Genesis,
Is that what it's called when you kind of give a prediction of the future?
Yeah.
Oh, foresight. Okay.
in Genesis, it mentions that Melchizedek is a king and a priest, but I can't remember exactly. It's in my
Notes?
no, it's not in my notes. What's the thing? I can't think of the word that people use when they're not a commentary.
Yeah.
It's in the commentary. Melchizedek is not a Levite. He is of a different order of priest than Aaron.
Ah.
And there's no record of Melchizedek being born. There's no record of his parentage. There's no record of anything about him other than he just showed up one day, blessed Abram, took a tenth of the stuff, and left.
Wow.
Oh, Abram is the one that gave tithes to Melchizedek?
Yeah.
Yes. That's like name drop,
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy.
All right, well, I feel insulted by that.
Why?
I'm just like, well,
no, I'm sorry.
I thought I put a little bit of dramatic effect in it. Sorry.
John doing the message tonight. In the middle of Granny's message, she just went, "Yeah."
I was trying to back the preacher.
No, it sounded good. Like it was a good backing the preacher, but also it was very close to being something that would just be like, "Yeah, right, yeah,
I'll take it. It's an amen to me.
Yeah, she's like, "It's an amen to me," and I was like, "Well," because honestly, it was dead silent.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sound that you make.
That's just how I say
yeah. I know. There's a clip from Chappelle when he was doing, and he was like it was like a black lady was yelling at him that he was bombing. Mm-hmm. He's like, "This show sucks," and he's like, "In a rare act of racial harmony, a white guy stood up." He was like, "Yeah," and the way he said it was exactly like you said it. It's just like a random, just an average white guy voice.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did at one point know how to say the Hebrew words. I have since forgotten.
Oh,
but
Sorry.
The name Melchizedek is derived obviously from Hebrew words that translate to king of righteousness. Right? Kind of strange that to me. Anyway,
yeah.
My thoughts.
No, it is kind of.
No,
you can elaborate.
So
elaborate that. Break it down a little bit.
Why is it kind of strange?
Well, okay. First of all, there's no other mention of Melchizedek being the king. Other than all 3 times that he's mentioned, but he's not a largely talked about character throughout the Bible. But he's the king of Salem, and he's a priest, and his name translates to King of Righteousness, which is bold. And it strikes me as not odd. I don't know why I always struggle with words when I'm on camera or talking, but
I have the same problem.
That was funny though.
But later on, when David is talking about it, he almost uses Melchizedek as like a precursor or like a
Type?
Yes, like a type to point to Christ.
Yeah,
Like
type.
Christ is going to be in the same way that Melchizedek was, but better, right? I mean, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
So then I'm gonna go ahead and read my third verse before I forget.
Excuse me, that was my ankle that popped.
That's okay.
Probably heard that in the microphone.
Yeah, maybe these microphones do be picking up some
I'll turn it
crazy
up.
stuff.
No.
So
It's just the loudest thing you ever heard.
Backup like just came out of nowhere.
Bill in the future, put that in right there. No.
the third verse is Hebrews chapter 7 verse 3.
Oh, that's great. From Hebrews chapter 7 verse
Oh yeah, I was just talking about this. Man, I should have read all my verses before I started yakking. It would make more sense.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Can you go ahead and read
What was the
Hebrews
sorry,
chapter 7
I don't
verse
know.
3?
What was the one? Don't they call it yakking when you throw up, or is that something different?
Yakima?
No. What do they call it? Yakking when you throw up? It
Yeah.
reminded me. Okay.
I don't know.
Yakking or just talking a lot. Usually.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure because I was like, man, that sounds like throwing up. And
I thought
it's
I
a
thought
weird
you-
thing to say out loud, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought
word
yakking
vomit.
was like,
So
yeah, like
True.
like,
Yeah.
like dry
Yapping.
heaving or
I
something.
think yapping.
Yapping.
I find that word so funny to
yapping.
talk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To talk about somebody like, bro, stop yapping. It's so
You're a
funny.
yapper.
Yeah. Because like everybody hates chihuahuas, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's some human chihuahuas out there
Yap,
just
yap.
yapping to hear their own voice. All right, go ahead, read the verse.
So go ahead. Hebrews chapter 7 and verse number 3.
Want me to read it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Actually, can you read 1 through 3 for me?
Sure. I could do that. All right. Here is Hebrews chapter 7, 1 through 3. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, abideth a priest continually. I read that on a question. Is he talking about Melchizedek?
Yeah.
Yes.
Same guy.
He didn't have a mother or a father?
None of it is documented. There is no documentation.
Okay.
So
it almost sounded like he was like an.
Well, I mean,
or
that's
something.
what it says. It says without father, without
Batman.
mother, and no kids. Literally just. What did you say?
She said he was Batman.
You called back on the other joke that just happened.
Sorry. Yeah.
Like I said, I was literally just talking about this. It would have
Give me
made
a
more
chance.
sense.
Sorry.
Would have made more sense
Yeah.
if I had this or had this read before I started talking about it.
Yapping, you said?
Yeah, yapping, yakking.
You're good, bro.
Whatever.
No,
but
don't yak, please.
Ralphing. I started Ralph in my mouth about it. All right, sorry.
Wow.
Don't yap, please.
I gotta stop saying sorry for
Don't
ruining
yak.
the momentum because it's
But-
really not my fault. It's it's a joint
So
effort.
that's the total. No, that's it, guys. No.
No, go ahead.
No. So it struck me as interesting while I was studying about this and reading and I watched way too many YouTube videos about this as well. But
You went down the rabbit hole.
I did. I really did. I was up.
went down the
I was
rabbit
up to
hole.
like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
with this nonsense.
Who's my favorite? Yeah, who's your favorite Mr. Beast video on? Oh, Melchizedek.
No, but
Allie, just
there
like
there are people who have theories and ideas about who he is, and this is really what I wanted to talk about with you guys, because you have just as much Bible context as I do now. There's
That's a far cry right there. Sorry.
I mean, we read the same amount of verses on this guy.
Okay, I get what
That's
you're saying.
it. It's because that's it.
I get what
we
you're
read
saying.
more than you.
No, I just didn't write them all down
No,
because I'm
that's fine,
stupid.
that's fine.
No, so there's people who think that he was the type of Christ, like
I think I know where you're going with this.
oh.
I don't know where you're going. Then I don't know.
Please don't let it be
Just
only
immediately
me
got
talking.
called out.
I don't know.
go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
What's
Where I
your-
think you're gonna go with this is that it's not just a type of Christ. He was the figure of Christ in the Old Testament, but he was literally just mentioned 3 times.
I wasn't really going anywhere with it. I was.
Okay,
I was.
fine.
I
know I shouldn't have said it.
No.
Now
See,
I look
no.
like I'm
I was bringing forth the information, and I wanted to discuss it and see what you guys thought about it.
and I told you what I
Yeah.
thought, and now I feel like I'm out of it.
Wow,
Anyway,
man, this is.
I'm just kidding.
so
Isn't that what relationships are like?
Yes.
Like, I told you how
do
I
you
feel,
think so?
and you made me feel bad for it.
pretty much.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you got
Then so there's the group of people who think it was the type of Christ, like not Christ, but a type of Christ.
yeah, of course.
And then there's people who think that he was just a really cool prophet. That's not even a joke. Or not a prophet, a priest. He was just a really cool priest. But then there's people who think that he's what's called a Christophany, which is basically like a physical manifestation of Christ before Jesus, like the man in the fire for the 3 Hebrew children.
Physical presence of
Yes.
Christ on earth before he
Absolutely.
was physically put here, which I think is heresy.
It might be,
Yeah,
but
sorry, that's I don't know, because like he was put on earth once to die or whatever.
yes.
So I feel like that was not a physical presence; it was more of a spiritual presence. I don't know if that's what they mean. I mean, that was based on your description. So I haven't researched Christophany enough to know about it, but I don't
That's
know.
fair.
like an AI right now.
You could,
No.
but David talking about the future king will being under the order of Melchizedek. Is literally him saying that he's not going to have to operate under the same law, the law of Moses.
Right.
He's
outside of.
he's outside
yeah.
the laws of Moses. It's a new set of laws.
Gotcha.
There's as
Because
far as
he's not a Levite.
because he's
Right.
not a Levite.
Yes.
Okay.
Was
Was Jesus a Levite?
no.
He was not.
Oh, makes
He
sense.
was man.
my theory's making sense now.
really should have written that
He was
word
of the
down.
tribe of Judah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What? I'm sorry.
I said thank
Jesus
you.
was of the tribe of Judah.
I'm so tired, man. I don't understand.
I know, I'm
you
saying,
said thank
like-
you, and I said thank you back.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying.
Thank you.
I thought my.
You would think we recorded these at like 5 a.m. You think we recorded these the first thing we get
It's like
up?
No,
9:30.
it's like-
It's 11 o'clock. Oh my god.
God.
Who's keeping time?
I just looked.
Obviously not the no.
Obviously not me before.
Okay.
I was-
So David saying what he said about him being in the order of Melchizedek, order of the priesthood of Melchizedek, implies that he doesn't. Jesus, of course, as we know, after the fact, doesn't operate under the same law. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion of what you thought Melchizedek was. Right?
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you think that he was just a regular man? Do you think that he was what? We already know Bill thinks that
I think it's
Christophany is-
whatever Gotham needs him to be.
But I just wanted your
Sorry, I thought
opinions.
that'd be funny.
And
Let's see. Bill, go ahead. Read first.
Okay.
You said first.
Yeah, well, I say to a lot of things and have nothing. Honestly, I think that Melchizedek was a king, obviously, and I think it was one of those things where Abram, you said when he was introduced, right?
Mhm.
It was in the battle. He wasn't mentioned in the battle. It was just that he was given the 10th, right?
yeah, as far as I know, he met Melchizedek on the way back from the battle. I'm not even entirely sure if he was in the battle.
Interesting. So
What I want to know is like, why isn't there like for
more
what is
documentation of this guy.
Melchizedek a seriously important figure in the Bible? That's my question.
Is he a side character?
Is he a side character? Yes.
I mean, obviously he's a side character, but in the story, you know what I mean? Like,
do you have to complete that side quest to understand the full context of the Bible?
Right.
Like,
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that
why is there so little information about Melchizedek in the Bible?
Right. Yeah.
And then,
but then why is it stated that David said what he said about
that Jesus exactly
in the order of Melchizedek,
right? So my question
is very few people were compared, like Jesus was compared to by other people.
Yeah,
like Jesus compared himself to Jonah, and then after the fact, people compared him to other things.
Yeah. I forgot to write this down.
In prophecy, it's very rare that he was compared to other people.
That's true.
Yeah.
As an allegory, you know.
Most times in the you'll see types of Jesus after the fact, not in the Old Testament. Whereas like Abraham would be a type of Jesus or type of Christ.
Right.
You know, like who else would I even put? Like David would be a type of Christ. You know, you have different people in the Bible who present themselves as types. But like, why is it that Melchizedek only has 3 scriptures or three areas in the Bible that he's presented in?
Right.
And in one of them is highly looked at as like being connected or therefore like showing himself as being in the same
priestly order as Christ.
As
far as I know, they're the only 2.
Well, break it down to what you were saying about the Hebrew word of Melchizedek. Melchizedek being the king of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
King of righteousness and king of peace. Yes.
That his name alone already says Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Already as it is. The king of peace, who do you know is the king of peace or the prince of peace in that, for that matter. Or the king of kings, or you know, the righteous one. You know, you have so many different titles of Jesus Christ that Melchizedek, though he's only mentioned 3 times in the Bible,
has the same
effect.
I'm sorry, I was focused on other things. How far did you guys read in Hebrews 7?
You only read like one scripture?
The whole chapter is about it.
Yeah, we only read one thing.
You know, the whole chapter is...
Well, Bill, go ahead and read that whole chapter.
I don't know about the whole chapter, but it's just like it starts to say now. Consider
Hebrews 7 is only 28 verses.
Okay, well, yeah, I know, but dude, it's brutal to have to listen to the full chapter.
I'll read it for you if you don't want.
No, it's worse. No, it just is weird. I mean, we read. What did you guys read? 1 through 3.
1 through 3.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
1, 2, 3.
So it goes where he was, given the 10th part, and then verse 4. Now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham. So he's name dropping Abraham.
Yes.
Gave the 10th of the spoils. So he's like, consider Abraham is giving him a 10th of what he got after a great victory.
Why is that so important?
Right. And
that's twice that he said that. Yes. Right? Why is that important?
So, and verily,
things aren't just
right,
repeated.
Of course. And so now he goes on to why that's important. And verily, they that are the sons of Levi who receive the office of the priesthood. So he's saying that Levites, right, who are given this job by God, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law, that is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham. So the Levites are instructed to take a 10th, that from everyone else that was descended from Abraham. But he whose descent is not counted from them, so not a Levite, received tithes of Abraham and blessed him that had the promises. So he's saying a non-Levite took tithes and blessed Abraham, the promised one, who was going to, birth the nation of Israel.
Right.
And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. Okay, so that's an interesting passage of scripture right there. That takes a little bit of thought. And without all contradiction...
What I think of there is, who is it? Is it Isaac's kids?
Boom. You nailed it. Yes. The older shall serve the younger.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
What was it? What was the names? I forget.
Jacob and Esau.
Jacob and Esau. Yeah. That's what I think
so
of
he's just saying that without all contradiction. So like usually, that's all that means.
Right.
It just usually the
younger
less is blessed of the more.
The older will serve the younger.
Right, exactly. Well, he's saying it's not mixed up this time.
Right,
He's saying usually when this kind of thing happens, if somebody blesses you, the person who is better is blessing a person who is not as good.
Right.
So, and it's another comparison of like, and we're talking about Abraham.
Right. Yeah.
And Melchizedek blessed him.
Yeah.
So he's just, again, and here men that die receive tithes. But there he receiveth them of whom it is witnessed that he liveth. So he's saying that here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them of whom it is witnessed that he liveth.
I will also say that at the time, this was happening like standing next to the king of Sodom.
Yeah.
Who, not exactly by law, but like by tradition, was the person that was supposed to be receiving that tenth because he was the higher. He was.
I'm wondering if he's referring, and I mean I very well could be wrong on this. It's a little confusing to me. But and here men that die receive tithes. And that might be I'm wondering if he's talking about Levi, like the forefathers. You're giving it because of Levi and his tribe.
Maybe. That's kind of what I assume.
Receive tithes, but there he receiveth them of whom it is witnessed that he liveth. I'm not sure on that one. And as I may so say, Levi also who receiveth tithes paid tithes in Abraham. For he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. Saying that Levi wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
But Levi was paying his tithes in Abraham. Because Abraham paid for Levi, essentially, right?
Oh, wait. Maybe there's something here. Say that again, but the him dies?
But here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them of whom it is witnessed that he liveth.
And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them of whom it is witnessed that he liveth.
Saying that Melchizedek is alive and received the tithes.
Because no one has. That's weird.
It is a weird, yeah.
So I'm wondering now if it's saying that he received tithes of all the people who lived through the conflict.
Maybe, if therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law. What further need was there that another priest shall rise after the order of Melchizedek and not be called after the order of Aaron? So he's saying, if being a Levite makes you perfect and makes you the only person qualified, then why would we need another priest that's not born under Levi, that's not called after the order of Aaron? For the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. So he's saying the priesthood is made different.
Yes.
Because Jesus is of the priesthood of Melchizedek, right?
Yep.
So the priesthood itself is different, which means the law doesn't matter because the priesthood doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're born of Levi. It doesn't matter if you're in the tribe of Levi if you're a priest, because Jesus has now made that null and void. He's speaking to people, talking, the law is no longer important. The Mosaic law is no longer important. The traditions that you have are no longer as important, because otherwise, what need is there that another priest would arise? Obviously, there was a need, because the Levitical law and the Mosaic law were not perfection. And that's what the Hebrew leaders are trying to say, is that it's perfect, and this is the right way for it to be. And Paul is trying to convince, or writer of Hebrews, is trying to convince them that no, it's not perfection. There is definitely something to be desired there. There's something that needed to change, because this man was called after the priesthood of this guy who's, if you ask a Pharisee, they're going to say they're sons of Abraham. They're going to name drop Abraham. And he's saying this guy, Melchizedek, blessed Abraham, and Abraham gave him tithes because he knew he was greater. And therefore, obviously, he wasn't a Levite. He wasn't a priest of that nature.
Because it was before then.
And he was like, so what he's saying is essentially that the law was set up by God for necessity when needed. The law was set up there where there weren't any tithes set up, but God said, okay, pay tithes to this guy. Pay tithes to a priest, that I haven't ordained yet, the order of priesthood. And so and then when they set up the Levitical law, then all of a sudden that was it. There's never going to be a different type of law. And Hebrews writer is saying, no, that's not true. it was necessary for a time, and now he's trying to say that,
and in doing so, has an anchor point of this is how it was. This happened even before Levitical law.
yes. And it is yet far more evident in verse 15 that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there ariseth another priest, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. So he's saying the law is not set up by death. Wait, hold on a second. I'm wondering if he's directly mentioning Jesus in verse number 8, and here men that die receive tithes. So he's saying, of course. See, and this is why the Bible is so perfect, because you keep reading down, and then you go, oh, there it is. That's a direct reference to Jesus. He's saying, here men that die, which is all men.
Yeah, here in this line of priesthood.
Yes, in this current state of affairs, you give your tithes to a guy, 100 years, dead.
Yeah.
That guy's dead. He no longer, his son received
where
tithes.
I was trying to think of that.
Yes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witness that he liveth. So now he's saying the priest, for the forever priest who liveth forever, it's witness that he didn't die. And stay dead.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe that's where it's going. And I'm trying to check to make sure there's nothing anywhere. For he testified, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, referencing the Psalms passage. For there is verily a disannulling of the commandment going before for the weakness and unprofitableness thereof. So saying that the law is no longer applicable to everyone's life.
Yeah, and the next verse literally says, "For the law made nothing perfect."
But the bringing in of a better hope did. So saying that you have more hope than just saying you're going to pay forward a goat or a sheep. You have better hope than just the priest saying, "All right, you're good. Come back when you sin."
Yeah.
But by the which we draw nigh to God, saying now we're right here. We don't have to go through 100 priests that will be dead by the time you're getting old.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through that full process. You don't have to go through the priest having to be the one to go into the most holy place once a year.
And again, through the order of Melchizedek, because it was before Levitical law, they can't say they can't hinge on, well, it's always been this way, because it hasn't. Mm-hmm. Before it was was it mortal law? Did it said here? I can't find it now. Please. Anyway, I've lost it.
Clip that.
Yeah, don't worry. It's probably said every episode where I have to talk.
Yeah, just clip that and then try to find a clip of him going, just like acting all crazy. I've lost it. Yeah, sorry. Being silly today.
But because Melchizedek was before the line of Levi, it's the way that it was meant to be.
Yes. Sounded canned.
Yes.
That sounded canned. That sounded like I put a yes in. Yes. The Lord's and by so much was Jesus made a surety of a better testament in verse 22 and 23, and there truly were many priests, and they truly were many priests, because they were not suffered to continue by reason of death. So he's saying that the men in the tribes of Levi, there was a lot of them because they had to go through the bloodline. They had to keep going through and going through because they were, not living forever. But this man, because he continueth ever, hath an unchangeable priesthood. So this is an interesting point. It's why you can go 50 years and our government will change.
Right.
And the acts they change, even if it's the same party, even if it's because there's different people.
Yeah, even if you go back,
right?
The roles were completely reversed when JFK was president.
Right, of course.
The parties, not the roles.
Sure.
The parties were completely flipped.
Yes, that there was a time where things were different, and what he's saying is that the decisions of priests could change.
Yes.
Because you have a different priest, you have a different person who's and over time that's where a lot of the money changed. I'm sure there was one priest who was like, no, we don't bring money changers in here, we don't bring all these, and then there was one who was like, no, let's make money.
Yeah.
And there was, because there's so many different things. Somebody dies and you go, oh, I don't like what he did. Let's do something different. And then that guy died and they're like, well, let's do something different. But he's saying that Jesus is alive forever. So when you come in and you're saying, you know what, Lord, I sinned. I know I sinned before too, but I sinned. And he remembers that.
Yeah.
Because he was the one you went through the last time. He's an unchangeable priest. He doesn't change. He doesn't change his decisions. He knows all. And he's always there through all of our decisions and all of our different, the judgment, the priest is there to talk to God.
Are you talking about Jesus right now, or
yes,
Melchizedek?
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Jesus. Melchizedek is just the example,
the harbinger.
But he's saying that Jesus has an unchangeable priesthood, that he will never change because he doesn't change out people.
Jesus Christ is the same.
Yes, of course. And it says, wherefore, saying, hath an unchangeable priesthood in verse 25, wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto God by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. So there is no sort of, I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight for this anymore. I'm almost dead. I'm getting old. I don't want to put any effort. He ever liveth.
And that goes back to verse 17, for he testifieth, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
Yes.
Always.
Right.
Like Jose said, the same yesterday, today, and forever.
And for such a high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens. Separate from sinners. You know who's in heaven? Not a single sinner. Not a single sinner is in heaven. He's away from them. He doesn't have to live and be tempted by that.
Right.
He doesn't have to see it every day and get blinded by it. He doesn't have to see it and get, hardened by it. He's separate. He sees all the sin, but he's seeing it from heaven. Higher than the heavens, who needeth not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins, and then for the people's. For this he did once when he offered up himself. So you're talking, he's saying the high priests have to offer sacrifice for their own sins. And then they go, well, here, and we'll save the rest of the people too. But they can't just come in and say, I'm going to save the rest of the people. Because only one man could do that, who's never sinned.
Huh.
That's why it's after the order of Melchizedek. He's not calling him Melchizedek. He's not saying that's who he is. He's saying that type of person, that's the order of making himself a priest for those. Because the priest is there to make intercession.
But then who is Melchizedek?
Melchizedek was a great man, I believe. I believe a great man who was I think he was in the same line as Enoch. Of just the
never died, never
Job. Even Job, where you go like God
full of faith.
Yes. I wonder how many times Satan walked around and God's like, have you seen my servant Melchizedek? Like the people that God found favor with.
One of the things that I read was people believe, just based on history and timeline, that he may have been Shem. Melchizedek may have been Shem. And I told you this on the phone as well. They say that because after they come off of the ark in the book of Genesis, they say it says that they praised the Lord Shem's God.
Yeah.
And I referenced, we talked about Saul in the last episode that I was on. And when he talks to Samuel? No. Yeah.
Samuel. So Samuel talks to Saul. Yeah.
Yeah. When Saul talks to Samuel about going and praising, he says that he's going to go to go praise the Lord thy God, talking to Samuel.
Right.
So in the wording and stuff like that, people think that Shem would have been the priest, and then at the time of this happening, Genesis 14, Abraham would have been about 75, according to historians. And I don't have any proof of that.
Interesting.
And this is more speculation on my part, but God does have a tendency of changing people's names. So it's not incredibly far-fetched to me that it may have been. I can't find any proof that it is or that it isn't because it says, without a father and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But that could be you were talking about he is a man of great faith. That could be a point of how he is how he is. To have such great faith that he is named in the line of priesthoods of Christ.
Yes. That he, he found merit even though he wasn't born of it.
Yeah.
He one of the few that discovered priesthood.
Yeah.
And
one of the first.
It. Yeah, I mean, one of the only. I mean, that's very rare. The other priests weren't able to do that, and he instead, Abraham on meeting him.
Yeah.
Not
standing
valor
next to a
battle,
king who just went to war with him.
Not in valor of battle or anything like that. Just he blessed him, and Abraham went, "Your blessing was so profound. Your blessing was so great that I must give you."
A tithe of the spoils of war.
Right. Yes, it's unbelievable, and that comes into obviously the Levitical law is part of it, where they were instructed to give a tenth, but that's why we keep it up.
Yeah,
that's why we keep doing that, and it's not like I still eat pork.
Bill.
Do
you eat crab too? You heathen?
No. I'm just saying, I don't follow Levitical law. I don't follow the Mosaic law.
Well, that wasn't meant for us.
You play football,
right? But what I'm saying with that is that we still keep up that tradition. Why? Because it didn't start with Levi.
Yeah,
that wasn't part of the Mosaic law. First, Abraham did it. And paid tithes to Melchizedek. And because Jesus is the order after Melchizedek, that's why we give tithes.
Yeah.
Because we're giving it to God. And we're giving it to a priest that never changes.
Right.
And we're giving it to the person who is worthy of it. That he deserves what we have because he blesses us. And said, oh, here's the blessing. And I'm going to give it in faith.
So that is the importance of Melchizedek and
that he sets up. I mean, he sets up what Jesus should be, where he blesses us and we all go, even though we might do something special, for the Lord. We go, you know what? Here, it's you.
Right.
This blessing was what I needed, and obviously there's a lot more in that. That's a little tiny part of what Jesus is.
Yeah.
But just comparing him to Melchizedek, that's why this chapter was so important, is because he's drawing a comparison to say that the law as you know it can be different. The law as you see it
and should be.
And it's time. It's time to switch over from that.
Yes.
That we're done with the old law, the Levitical law, the birthed into it thing. We're done with all that.
Yeah.
We don't need it anymore. Because Jesus is now the high priest that never changes, who's ever living to make intercession, who's saying, God, they didn't want, they were born into sin. And don't let them die in it. They want to repent. They are repenting and saying they're sorry. And every day he's always doing that.
Right.
Because we always need it.
Yeah, true.
We always need it. It's a difficult life for us. We're born into sin, and Melchizedek was born into sin. And yet he found favor with God. He found favor with Abraham. And then Jesus has to find favor in our hearts.
Wow.
That we can go, you know what? Because sometimes we get a little, you just got to check. And you're just like, oh, look at all this money. Look at this. And then you go, oh, I got to pay $50 because it was a $500 check. Oh, my goodness, $50.
It's food you get for $50.
Right. That's sometimes the attitude we have.
Today?
Yeah, no, not much.
How much cash you get for $50?
I know, cash. I'm just saying when it comes to that, you just go, man, it's hard to do. But Abraham didn't have to.
Yeah.
It was
choice
brought out of him. The respect was earned.
Yes.
That it wasn't, he blessed him and he went, you know what? This is important to me. Yeah. And that's and Paul, or excuse me, whoever wrote. I mean, it's basically Paul, but whoever wrote Hebrews, is saying that the law is gone and Jesus is the high priest now, and he deserves the tithes. He deserves your respect because this is what he's doing for you.
Yeah. Right.
I talked too long, man.
No, that's good. I think that kind of summarizes the whole topic.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were some hard passages in there too.
I don't have a whole lot to add to that, other than the fact that that was ultimately what I was trying to say, but you put in the right words.
You're playing Mad Libs over there, and I just filled out all the right boxes,
and you figured it out for me.
Adverb, yeah.
The whole point that because Jesus is the type, and you just summarize it. That's just perfect job, Bill. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. John, what's your? I mean, this is like final thought there.
I've pretty much already put my final thought in. The reason that I brought Melchizedek was to show that even before the Levitical law, the Mosaic law, he already had planned for there to be a better way from the very beginning.
I mean, yes, from the moment sin was introduced,
and you can watch it play out through history and through, I mean, you only see Melchizedek one time when he meets Abraham, you know, same person. But he played such a powerful role in laying the groundwork for Christ. Because without that, I mean, sure, there would have been someone else. But without that role being filled, it wouldn't work.
Right.
Because
I mean, that one verse in Psalms led to one chapter of material in Hebrews.
Yeah.
Including like the ever living to make intercession for us. Like, how important is that section of scriptures to who Jesus is? Not even to who Melchizedek is, but just to to describe Jesus. That's why John 3:16 is so important, because it tells the whole gospel message.
Yeah.
And then it's like, because that's the first part. I think that verse in Hebrews is like the part 2 of John 3:16. It's like, here's what he did on earth. Here's how you get saved with what Jesus did on earth. And then here's how you stay saved with what Jesus is doing up in heaven. Higher than the heavens. You know, this is how you get saved and keep living that life because he's making intercession for you. I really do think it's a good addendum to John 3:16 to go, he sent his only begotten son that whosoever believeth in him shall be saved.
Right.
And have everlasting life. And he is ever living. He has everlasting life.
Yes.
And he is ever living to make intercession for your everlasting life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to put in a word to the Lord, to his Father, to say, you know, hey, they need help. You know, they can't do this alone. I think that's great. And the fact that it's all wrought through one act of Melchizedek giving a blessing, and then, you know, and being a priest that Christ could be compared to is unbelievable. I think it's crazy. And I understand now that we brought this up, why he was such a pivotal character. Why do we hear that name?
Because I've heard Melchizedek preached about my whole life. Right. And I was like, oh man, you know, he's in
of course
107 chapters of the Bible.
Right. Instead, he's like in as about as much as Jabez.
Yeah.
With the 4 scriptures of his prayer or whatever, you know?
One scripture, I think.
I think it was, yeah.
One little verse.
So, you know, it's truly incredible. I mean, the Bible's huge, and yet one little verse
spread out over thousands of years.
In the Chronicles, I think it is. In Jabez's prayer.
It is.
Yeah. But let's put these little questions out there for you guys who are watching. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and ask you guys to answer these questions. But as we close out this episode, the questions I want to ask you guys is, a priest represents people to God. If Jesus is your high priest, what does that say about your value? Do you ever feel like you have to earn God's approval? Why or why not? How is Jesus being a permanent priest different from constantly trying to fix your own mistakes?
Mm.
And if Jesus already made the final sacrifice, why do you think we still struggle with guilt?
Mm.
Those questions, to give you guys a little bit of a time to go into the comment section or go into our www.thebrospod.com. Give us those answers down there. Let us know what you're thinking about this. What did you grab from this episode?
Mm-hmm.
What did your heartstrings get pulled on? And you know, if you have even any input on it, just let us know.
And not even us. I mean, you have any thoughts? Things are rolling around in your mind. Bring it to other people, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's how podcasts start, and it's not even podcasts, but just communicating with people around you. Hey, man, this was rolling around in my head the other day, and it's something spiritual that might bless their day.
Yeah,
because they might have a thought. You go, wow,
right?
I didn't even consider that, and some people don't. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out, but. Just that you have those questions going, man, I was thinking about this. You know about Melchizedek, that Jesus was, all this kind of stuff. Talk to people.
You guys could be the next bros or whatever. You can be the next whatever your podcast name wants
of course,
to be.
Yes.
But that
the three amigos. Anyway.
Yeah, do those. Think about those
or
questions.
A preacher has it in his head and starts going, man, let me research. And they have a message about Melchizedek because of us. Not even us.
No, not us. Just the fact that the story
was brought up. Yeah. It's important, man. Yeah. All the communication is important, and it's like there's too much going on. There's too many podcasts. There's too many things to watch. There's too many things to listen to. And so take what you can.
Be your own voice.
Right. Take what you can from this, because I agree. There's too many things. There's 1,000 things you could be doing with your time, with your life. So do something with it.
Mm-hmm. And I would say also that it is a testimony to, even if it seems like you're playing an insignificant role. Probably need to go ahead and do it, because you don't know the domino effect that will be sent into motion by that. It may have to Melchizedek, it may have seemed pretty insignificant for him to go bless this guy
until his death.
Happy the next guy. We'll see. That next episode is going to be insignificant people that had significant impact on the Bible.
That is a good.
You guys, we're going to have you guys next time we're on the episode.
We're going to find an insignificant person and bring them on.
Please find us. Go find us on our any way you find
Share
podcasts.
The next episode with the most
www.thebrospod.com and give us your feedback and suggestions. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. You'll find it in our Facebook if you're following us. If not, we'll pin it somewhere for you to find it there.
We'll find it, yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace.